radio show will start in just a minute. We're live at Illegal Pete's here in Tucson. We're upstairs, so you can see the Illegal Pete's cam is right underneath us, and just right there will be the big pep rally coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. The Pride of Arizona band will be there. The cheerleaders will be there. It should be a pretty fun time. There's about 10,000 North Dakotans that have made their way to Tucson for this game, so we'll be watching them walk up and down the street as well. You could tell they're wearing green, gold, and they're incredibly sunburnt from being in Tucson for a day, so we'll see all of them coming up, wandering around in here as well. So we're going to get going with the radio show here in just a few moments. You hear the station in the background, so thanks for hanging out with us on YouTube today in our stream. We hope you guys enjoy the show as we get ready for Arizona taking on North Dakota State. In here we go. Can you dig it? Can you feel the energy in Tucson, Arizona, as we get ready for North Dakota State to invade Tucson and to play football on Saturday? And there's two young ladies taking pictures next to me at Illegal Pete's, and I'm trying to figure out whether I could jump up in the middle of the show and photobomb them. Yeah, can I be in the picture with you? All right, come on over here and be in the picture with us. Yeah, come on over and take a picture with us. Yeah, here's us right here. Hi, what's going on? See? There you go. Perfect. All right, now come back over here and then take a picture of the TV. Yeah, see, now stand over here. Now take a picture of this over here off of our YouTube stream, right? Nope, you got to get closer over here. All right, don't worry. It's a live radio show. The audience will wait for us for just a second. So there we go. Hello. What's up, Tucson? All right, take our picture. Aren't we awfully cute, the three of us? There you go. Boom. Oh, that's perfect. All right. Cool. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you so much. All right. Hey, we got a lot to get to on the program today. I'm Rich Herrera. Thanks for joining us, everybody, as we hang out with you here on Wildcats Radio 1290. We'll be here with you until 6 o'clock tonight. We've got so much to do. We're going to get ready for the game. We're going to get a little preview from some friends from North Dakota, from Fargo. I was on a radio station in Fargo today. We had one of their announcers with us, and we did yeah, that's me. All right. Thanks. See you guys. That's it. I'm a baller out here. I'm just sitting up here high atop Illegal Pete's, and people want to come take pictures with us. So we've got a lot that we're going to get to here on the program. Again, I'm Rich Herrera. Thanks for joining us as we come to you live from Illegal Pete's. It's Bear Down Friday. It's all brought to you by our friends at Corona. We're high atop Illegal Pete's. If you watch on YouTube, at Wildcats 1290, we've got the cam on the street, watching everybody getting ready for the band and the cheerleaders to make their way over here. There's a ton of folks. You can feel the energy at Tucson when there's a home game, and there's some anticipation, expecting a big crowd at Arizona Stadium for the game coming up on Saturday. So we'll get you ready for football. Don't forget, we'll be on the air with you 3:30 tomorrow, getting ready for the game. It's a late kick. It's an 8 o'clock kick. It's an 8 o'clock kick local time, so we're going to be on the air broadcasting with you all day long. So we appreciate you hanging out with us here on Wildcats Radio 1290. And again, lots of Bison fans starting to make their way down there. In fact, I think they're having a party at a couple of the restaurants down here on University. So we'll have plenty of Bison fans walking around, and of course all the Wildcat fans that come down for the rally on Bear Down Friday. So we're going to get to all of that for you on the program. Let's see, what else am I going to tell you about on the show today? We'll have Glenn Howell join us on the show as well, and whatever other surprises I can pull out of my hat. But I'll tell you what, this is going to be a tough football game for the Cats. We'll talk about that all coming up here on Wildcats Radio 1290. But right now, let's see what's rattling around in my big old head, shall we? Hey, Josh, it's that setting back at the studio that I'm getting that 3-second delay. It does have its own weather system. It's this huge, ginormous, massive, más grande cabeza. In fact, people are probably walking around going, hey, who's that guy with the really big head sitting on top of Illegal Pete's? Yeah, that's right. That's Rich Herrera out here doing the radio show. All right, so what's rattling around in my big old head today, Arizona Wildcat fans? What's rattling around in my big old head today, Tucson, Arizona? Well, here's what's rattling around in my big old head today in Tucson, Arizona. I'm ready for the invasion. Are you? Are you ready for the invasion of North Dakota State, folks? Are you ready for the invasion of Bison fans? It's not Bison. They call it Bison for the North Dakota State University fans. They are coming from near and far. From what I'm told, there's quite a few of them that live here in the Grand Canyon State. Why wouldn't you? If I had my choice between living up in Fargo, North Dakota, or living in Tucson, Arizona, I would pick Tucson every day and every week and twice on Sunday. So there's a lot of Bison fans around here. You see them every once in a while. They walk around with their green and their gold, and they're very, very proud of their football program, and they should be. But there is a whole bunch of them that have flown down for this game. You know, if you're the North Dakota Bison, this is the biggest game of the year for you. This is the biggest game that you've had in 6 years. This really is your Super Bowl. I'm not overestimating this for the Bison fan. Just so Tucson fans get ready for this, this is the biggest thing that will happen to them this football season. Normally, they go to Frisco, Texas. That's where they have the championship of football's championships division. So there's FBS, the bowl subdivision, and there's FCS, the football championship subdivision. So teams like Arizona, the Pac-12, and the Big Ten, they all play for bowl games. If you play in the FCS, normally it's not an insult to say they're smaller schools. They play for a championship. They actually have a playoff, a full playoff, and crown a true national champion by winning the football tournament at the end of the season. North Dakota State, for the last 15 years, has been perennially the champion, the best of the best, the absolute creme de la creme when it comes to FCS football. So let me tell you this. This is a huge game for them. They're all smiles around. They are coming here to Tucson to take back a trophy, and that is a trophy of a victory over a Pac-12 school. Here's the deal. For 2 years in a row, they haven't been able to get these games because you had COVID, then you had nobody wants to play them. They had a game against Oregon. That got wiped out because of COVID, so they've been waiting for this. They haven't gotten their hands on an FBS opponent in 6 years. Nobody wants to play them. This is a game that Rich Rod picked for us. So if you want to thank anybody and you go, hey, in fact, Jed's been asked this a couple times, why is it we're playing North Dakota State, the best FCS school in the country? Well, don't ask Jed. Don't ask Kevin Sumlin. You can ask Rich Rod. Rich Rodriguez is the one who pulled this one out of his hat, and Greg Byrne was the one who decided to negotiate for this one. And Dave Hickey said, yeah, one of the first things that came across my desk was the contract that they had already agreed to bring North Dakota State in. So, again, that's how long it takes to put together these football games. This one goes way old school. 2 coaches ago decided it would be a good idea to play North Dakota State University. So let me just set this up for you Wildcat fans. This is a huge game for them. Make no mistake about it. They are coming here to take your lunch money. They are coming here to kick your butt. They are coming here to rule and dominate in Tucson, Arizona. They're not coming here to be good neighbors. They're not coming here because they're going on a sightseeing trip. It's not like they're rolling into a stadium and go, oh, well, I just hope we have a good time. No, they're coming in here to kick your butt. They're coming in here to claim a victory. I'm going to tell you this right here and now. The more I've been around talking to people from this program, the more and more they have some swagger that we wouldn't even know about unless you're playing them. They've got a chip on their shoulder, and they've got a swagger about them. They are the biggest badass FCS school in America. Am I scaring you? Am I putting the fear of God into you? Good, I hope so. Show up tomorrow at Arizona Stadium because it's going to be loud. It's going to the team's going to need you to be loud. Here's what I'm trying to say. The team's going to need you to be loud. The kids are going to need you to be loud. The Zona Zoo's going to need you to be loud because they play in a little dome. It's the up in Fargo. It seats, I think, about 19,000 people, if I'm not mistaken, at their little dome. They don't get to play in front of 40, 50,000 people on a regular basis, especially when they go on the road. If you're the University of Arizona and you're the Tucson folks, you got to represent the Pac-12, the FBS, and all the rest. We need to make sure that we show up and know that this is going to be a fist fight from the beginning, from the very, very beginning. This is going to be a fist fight. Are you ready? Because here's the deal. It's a huge game for them. It's a big game for us as well in Tucson. And I'm going to get in that a little bit later in the program, why this game will really dictate everything for the Cats or nothing for the Cats. That's what's on the line coming up against the Bison on Saturday night at Arizona Stadium. And again, we'll talk about this game all day long here on the program. We'll get a little preview for you with some of their announcers. And then Glenn Howell from our broadcast crew comes by at 5 o'clock today to talk about this game and the importance of this game and what he's looking for in this game. It's going to be a fun afternoon, I will tell you that. But I was just kind of mulling through and thinking about as we were getting ready for the program. Rich Rod, I'm going to go back to Rich Rod for just a second, picking this game. He picked the biggest, best team that you could find from a small school. Listen, when Appalachian State plays somebody, you take them seriously. You saw Marshall beating Notre Dame. FCS schools live for this. So if you went out and picked a team because Rich Rod wanted to find a small school team that you could tune up with that's not going to give you that much of a hard time, you didn't want to go out and find another Power 5 opponent, you didn't want to get an FBS school, so he goes, let's go find a small school. Lots of schools do this because it's beneficial for both schools. If you're an FCS school, you go play a Pac-12 team or a Big Ten team or an SEC team, you get a pretty good payday. When Marshall goes to Notre Dame Stadium, and they help sell out Notre Dame Stadium, they got $1.4 million. When Appalachian State goes down to Texas A&M and they roll into College Station, I think they got $1.3 million was the report. Might be a little bit more. But you get paid enough money by playing an FBS school. You get that $1 million payday for coming down and playing, and it helps pay for your entire athletic department for the rest of the season. So that's why FCS schools always want to take these games. That's why you'll see the Citadel go out and play an SEC team, or you'll see a small school play these big schools, because they get a payday that pays for their entire football program and their entire athletic department of the year. They're dependent on these paydays from FBS schools. And if you're an FBS school, you go and you schedule these because you can't play an exhibition. You got to play another team. So do I want to go out and play the best of the best? Do I want to play somebody who's going to beat me? Do I want to play a team that's probably going to have some opportunities that my players could walk out injured? No. So I go out and I try to schedule the Citadel. I go out and try to schedule Portland State. I go out and I schedule Appalachian State. Well, those schools that you gave all that money to and you asked to come in here and basically be an exhibition game, they don't take it that way. And we've seen it last weekend with two different FCS schools taking it to Notre Dame and Texas A&M. They're willing to take the money. They're willing to come out and maybe get embarrassed, but, if they get an opportunity to pounce on you, they will. So if you want to thank everybody, thank Rich Rod. He didn't go out and find us the Jake Paul of FCS schools. No, he went out and signed the best of the best to come down to Tucson. Honestly, he thought he'd still be coaching here when these two teams would play, and he thought his team would be further along, that you wouldn't have an opportunity to be embarrassed by the FCS of best of the best in Boise State, in North Dakota State. But instead, he's gone. He's over somewhere else, and the Cats are left holding the bag, taking on North Dakota State University. It is going to be one heck of a fight tomorrow. They're a physical team, and they're coming here with bad intentions. So this is going to be a heck of a fight. I will tell you that right now. This is going to be a heck of a fight, and we're going to break this game down for you today on the program. All right, here's what else is going on. We're live. We're at Illegal Pete's. We invite you to come by. If you're coming down for Bear Down Friday, come by, say hi. We're sitting up on top in the balcony looking down everywhere. If you want to watch and see what it looks like down here to get the vibe, you could turn on the webcam. We have it at Wildcats 1290 as our channel on YouTube. We're streaming live as well. So we got a lot of stuff going on. I just had a delicious lunch. Well, late lunch, and now I'm going to probably have some snacks as we get ready for this pep rally that comes up later tonight here in Tucson. All right, coming up. This game means everything to North Dakota State. It should mean nothing to the University of Arizona, but somehow the script has been flipped since this game was signed, and I'm going to explain to you why. This game for North Dakota State should mean absolutely nothing, and this game for the University of Arizona should mean everything. Conventional wisdom is turned on its head when these two teams meet on Saturday. I'll tell you exactly what that means coming up. I'm Rich Herrera. We are live at Illegal Pete's. Come on down and join us. Our Bear Down Friday broadcast is brought to you by Corona. Oh, you know what? Can we get some Coronas? I think it's okay if we start drinking Coronas right now. I like that. All right, we'll continue with you. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Krisa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Krisa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments for the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball, down by 11, 3 have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down. That was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good! That's a tied.
Huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps up in the pocket. The Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big
Really
time.
on the field is a safety.
Yes. That's big time by Arizona. That time defense did a great job of just closing the pocket from the inside, and then the pressure on the outside by Hebert. They just got him. They just got there. They won their blocks that time. Excellent job by Arizona defense and really changing the momentum of this game.
All right, the energy level's starting to pick up. More folks are making their way down here to University as we're getting closer and closer to the Bear Down Pep Rally. The band will be out here. The Palm Line will be out there. Cheerleaders will be out there. Wildcat fans are going to be out here. And there's a couple parties for Bison fans that are rolling in to try to dominate and take over Tucson this week with their team rolling in. In fact, we're going to have Andy Rickoff joining us here in just a little bit. One of the announcers for the North Dakota State University Bison. I had an opportunity to catch up with him. You might not have caught it yesterday in the program, so we'll do a little preview of the game with a couple of the guys for the Bison Radio Network. Let's see. What was I going to tell everybody as well? That, again, we're live hanging out with you today on this Friday, at Bear Down Friday. We invite everybody to come down and join us here at Illegal Pete's. They've been great. They've been great hosts for us out here, so we just want to make sure we give them plenty of love for allowing us to broadcast from high atop their restaurant up here on the upper deck. I said this earlier, and I wanted to bring this back up. This is a huge game for the Cats. It should be a game that doesn't really matter, but this turns out to be a huge game for the Cats. But in all honesty, if you look at where the Cats are and you look at the size of the school and you look at the program, this should be a throwaway game for the University of Arizona. It's not. This should be a game that means everything to the Bison. This should be a game that means everything to North Dakota State. This should be one of their biggest games of the year. This is a game that should define who they are for a long, long time. It doesn't. And that's why this game, I try to figure this out. In fact, I brought this up with their crew today. I think you might consider this to be a trap game for the Bison or a trap game for the University of Arizona. What's a trap game? A game that you're supposed to win, but you don't. A game that you're supposed to win, but maybe you look past it because there's something bigger coming up. Maybe you're playing a USC the next day, or you're playing a Notre Dame the next day, or just something that you're doing that you look and go, well, it's important, but I'm distracted by something else. That's a trap game. I think this is a trap game for both schools, quite honestly, and here's why. If you're North Dakota State University, you finally get a chance after 6 years, no FBS school wants to play you. Why would they? You've gone out and embarrassed them. In fact, you're 9-3, I think, all time against football bowl subdivision teams, the big boys. You've won your last 6 in a row. Last time out, you beat Iowa in Iowa when they're in the top 20. You ruined their year. Why would I want to take you on? Why would I want to play you? Why would I want to even give you an opportunity? You are a world beater. And there's no good. It does me no good to beat you. If you're an FBS team and you take on an FCS school, if you beat them, lo siento mucho. It doesn't mean anything. You're supposed to beat them. You're a bigger team, bigger program, more resources, better athletes. You're a Power 5 school. You're supposed to beat the North Dakota States of the world. It's not supposed to mean anything. And if you're North Dakota State, you're supposed to be able to define yourself by this. You're supposed to be able to say, listen, our guys are just as good as those other schools. It's just a shame that those schools didn't go out there and recruit them. Maybe our guys are just an inch and a half too short. Maybe our guys are just a step too slow. But you know what? Gosh darn it, they could play, and I'm going to show you they could play. And I'm going to take it to you, and I'm going to go out there, and we're going to show you with everything we have, and we're going to prove that we're just as good as an FBS school. That's the way it's supposed to be. But because the University of Arizona is in this build mode, and the North Dakota State University Bison are in this championship mode, the script is completely flipped for these two. The University of Arizona has everything to lose for this game and absolutely nothing to win. If the Arizona Wildcats win this game, you shrug your shoulders and go, you're supposed to beat these little schools. That doesn't mean anything. But if you lose, so many people have written it this week, folks. So many people have said it this week. I'll say it here on the radio. I'll repeat what everybody else says. If Arizona doesn't beat this FCS school, the rebuild has hit a big major snag. I don't care how good North Dakota State is, you're supposed to beat them because you're a Power 5 Pac-12 school. If you lose 2 years in a row to FCS schools, the rebuild has taken a huge hit. And it'll define the rest of your season because you just can't wash that away. No matter what you do, they'll say, yeah, it was a pretty good season. You beat Cal, you beat Colorado, you beat Arizona State, but you lost to an FCS school. There's no win for the University of Arizona. If you lose, you're going to be reminded of this for a long time. If you win, it's a shrug of your shoulder. You're supposed to. But again, you're in the middle of a build. You're in the middle of reimagining the University of Arizona football program. It's a big deal that you win this football game. Everything is on you. The pressure is 100% on you to win this football game. You don't win, you're going to hear about it for a long, long time. Now, on the flip side of this, North Dakota State University is playing with house money. They're already the best football team in the country in the FCS. They don't need to win this game to define them. Appalachian State has defined their season and they defined their program by beating Michigan nearly 20 years ago, and they beat another FBS school the other day. Marshall will now take their victory over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, and it will define them for a generation. North Dakota State doesn't need to do that. They've already shown that they can go 6-0 versus the last 6 FBS schools, and nobody's wanted to play them since then. The only one who's got a chance to play them was Oregon, and that got wiped out because of COVID. Nobody else is willing to take on the North Dakota State Bison. They don't need to prove themselves to anybody because they've gone out there, they've beaten FBS schools, and then they've won championship after championship after championship. The world is their oyster. They've got nothing to prove. If they come into Tucson and get beat by Jed Fish's rebuilt Arizona Wildcats, that's what's supposed to happen. And their coach was asked about this. He goes, you know what? Our goal is not to beat a Pac-12 team. Our goal is not to beat a Power 5 team. Our goal is to win a national championship. They have different goals than we have here in Tucson. So, again, I'll say this to you. All the pressure is on the Wildcats for tomorrow's game. I don't care what anybody else says. Anybody else says any different, don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. The pressure's on the Cats to win this game. The Cats win this game, the build continues. The Cats lose this game, the build stops, the questions abound, and the momentum that Jed has built over the last year kind of gets knocked down quite a bit. If you lose to a school 2 years in a row from the FCS, you win, the build continues. Nobody's going to talk about this game ever again. If you beat North Dakota State, you don't get any credit for it. Nobody's going to talk about it at the end of the year. Nobody's going to say, hey, big moments for Arizona football. You beat little old North Dakota State University. You don't get any credit for it, but you will get all the credit for it the wrong way if you lose. That's why this game is so big. All right, we've got more to talk about coming up on this radio show about North Dakota State, Arizona, as we get you ready for the game coming up. But I had an opportunity. I went on his show today. Andy Rickoff invited me on, and we talked a little Arizona, North Dakota State football. He came on with me yesterday, but you might not have caught it because we had Thursday Night Football, and the show was truncated. It was a little Pga yesterday because of football. I want to bring that to you. He kind of previews the game for you. You're going to want to stick around and hear that. Then coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll talk with Glenn Howell, our Arizona insider, as we get you ready for football. Don't forget, we're on the air with you tomorrow, 3:30 with our pregame show, counting down to the 8 o'clock start as Arizona and North Dakota State will get together at Arizona Stadium. I'm Rich Herrera. We're live at Bear Down Friday. It's all brought to you by our friends at Corona. We're high atop Illegal Pete's. Come by and see us. We'll continue with you. This is the home of Arizona football. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments for the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like what, driving down that was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good! That's a tied.
Huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berrio. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He under.
All right, we're coming to you live from Illegal Pete's here on University, getting ready for Bear Down Friday. Thanks for joining us, everybody. If you're checking us out on the stream on YouTube at Wildcats 1290, we actually have a stream going down, and you see the kids starting to make their way over from campus as we get ready for the big pep rally coming up at 7 o'clock tonight here on University. Again, I'm Rich Herrera. Thanks for joining us, everybody, as we get you ready for football. Cats will take on the North Dakota State University Bison, 8 o'clock tomorrow at Arizona Stadium. You'll hear the play-by-play right here in your home for Arizona football, Wildcats Radio 1290. All right, yesterday I had an opportunity to catch up with Andy Rickoff from the Bison 1660. Their radio station's named after the Bison like we're named after the Cats. He came on with us before Thursday Night Football, and we had a little preview and back and forth, and I made him my beer bet on the Cats versus the Bison. Here we go.
Joining us right now is Andy Rickoff, who hosts the midday show, The Insiders, along with Rod and Pip, and he's joining us right now on Wildcats Radio.
All right, Rich, we'll be back up right around 4 o'clock.
I am great, Rich. We definitely corner the market on mascot-named radio stations.
That's
sure.
right. That's right. All right. How many green and gold-clad Bison fans are rolling down here to Tucson this weekend?
I can guarantee you there was 3 planes that left directly from Hector International Airport in Fargo to Tucson today. NDSU teammakers planes going down there. So that was happening. And then we also have a whole bunch of other alumni that live in the Arizona area, whether it be in Tucson or Phoenix or, Flagstaff, Scottsdale, all over the place down there. You're going to be expecting in the, I would say, tens of thousands.
Really?
Around Tucson, if not at the game.
Wow, because I know I talked to Dave Hickey, the athletic director of the University of Arizona, and he was saying that the tickets got gobbled up quickly, and they've been looking for more and more tickets as we get closer to the game. So I'm expecting to see just a ton of Bison fans rolling into the desert right now. By the way, what's the temperatures up there right now?
Right now it's good. Right now we were 82 for a high today.
Okay.
I think tomorrow it's supposed to get a little rainy. It's going to be in the low 60s. But this is prime weather for Fargo, North Dakota right now. This is the good time.
See, we're expecting 100 degrees on Saturday for our high.
Wow.
And probably right around game time, we'll probably be 86, 88 degrees, which is just perfect in the desert.
Yeah, it's one thing I know NDSU is prepared for. They're prepared for the heat. One thing on my side, so Bison 1660, we do pre- and post-game shows. I'm upset that it's a night game, that we got to wait till the sun goes down by you guys, because that means my post-game show starts at like 1:30 in the morning Central Time.
Ditto here, so I'm right there with you hosting ours. All right, Andy, give me a scouting report on the Bison. I'll tell you this: nobody at the University of Arizona is taking this team for granted.
Yeah, I hope they're not, because this is a team that's won 6 straight against FBS opponents. Haven't had a game against an FBS opponent since 2016 against the Iowa Hawkeyes, but they've won their last 6 in a row, and they've been really dominant in most of those victories as well. You guys know it. I'm sure you've talked about it quite a bit on your show. They've won the FCS national title for 9 of the last 11 years. They're a really good team. This is a interesting group, because the group's changed over a lot the last couple of years. Trey Lance was the quarterback back in 2019. He left for the NFL. We know that. He's with the 49ers now. Cam Miller's in his first full year as a starting quarterback, but he was the starting quarterback last year, halfway through the season, won a national title as a starting quarterback, and he is back this year. A whole host of running backs. They have 4 returning offensive linemen from last year's squad as well. The only guy they lost is actually playing for the Bengals right now, and they're starting offensive line, Cordell Volson. Also on offense, they lost their best receiver from a year ago, but they have 3 guys returning that played multiple games a year ago and were really talented. Got a good tight end back. Defensively, they're almost all intact except for the defensive tackle position, where they lost one of their starters last week to a pretty bad lower leg injury. Maybe he comes back at the end of the year, but he's definitely out for this game and for most of the foreseeable future. Eli Mostert was his name. But they've got plenty of guys on the defensive line and the linebackers unit to be able to match up, I think, with Arizona pretty well.
I know Miller is very efficient. He doesn't throw a lot, and the offense is predicated upon the run. Jed Fish talked about it today when I asked him. He said, it's a pro-style offense, and they have a fullback, and they're just going to run the ball. And that running back room is so deep. Talk to us about the running game for the Bison.
Well, this is what they're going to try and establish. I don't think it's any secret, Rich. They're going to try their best to establish the ground game early and often. They want to. That's what their offense is built around. Hunter Lipke is the name to watch out for. He might be on your guys' roster or on the 2 deep as a fullback, but he's a fullback / tight end / running back. He's an extremely special player, maybe the most versatile player I've ever seen in college football. And he's just phenomenal at just about everything he does. He's going to be one of the main guys to get some of the carries. He loves contact. He tries and seeks out contact. He can also run away from you, but he can also catch the ball out of the backfield too. And then Kobe Johnson is a lead back. He's maybe their number 1 running back. But the thing about NDSU you got to know is they haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher for a season in a long, long time. That's because they will rotate through 3 or 4 different running backs in every single game. They feel confident about all of them. They will use Kobe Johnson, Dominic Anella, Tamarick Williams is a transfer from SMU, a bigger body, downhill style running back, and then Hunter Lipke as well. And they like the quarterback run game. They'll get that involved. So they are a little bit old school. It is smash mouth football, power A-gap right down the middle. If you can't stop the running game, they will continue to run it. They will not wait and throw the ball around. They will run until you prove you can stop it, and then look at the passing game going.
Defensively, what are we going to see?
Defensively, you're going to see a team that is extremely physical. They'll match up in the trenches extremely well. Spencer Wagee is a 6th-year guy on the outside of defensive end. He's probably the number 1 pass rusher. Tony Pierce, also a really good defensive end. As I mentioned, Eli Mostert gone for most of the season now with a lower leg injury, but they've got his twin brother, Will Mostert, that will take his spot at defensive tackle. In the secondary is probably where they're deepest. They've got 3 returners from a season ago at cornerback, which I know is my top matchup. How does the Bison secondary match up with some of the athletes Arizona will throw at it, especially Jacob Cowling, and then the safety position too. They will play 3 safeties sometimes. They'll bring Michael Tutsi, a 6-year guy, down from the safety position to more of an outside linebacker role, and they'll bring in a couple different safeties. So they're deep in the secondary. Got a couple of younger players at the linebacker position that have taken over starting roles this year. But outside of that, they've got a ton of experience, and they're going to match up physically for sure. The one area they've been a little bit shaky early on is some of the tackling issues. I know they've worked extensively hard on that these last couple of weeks in practice, and it was fixed a little bit in week 2. But just in space, in the open field, that's probably where NDSU wants to focus the most, is making those tackles in the open field.
What else do I need to know, Andy, about the Bison?
This is a good football team, Rich, and they're amped up for this game. Like I said, they haven't had one since 2016. Not many teams like to face NDSU or even are willing to face NDSU at this point. They've kind of gone through and beaten 3 or 4 Big Ten teams, a couple of Big 12 teams. Those conferences seem to be on notice where they really don't want to face NDSU anymore. And then we're at the Pac-12 now, right? Now it's Arizona. We were supposed to have Oregon in 2020. We got Colorado in a couple of years. So just moving to a different conference and seeing if we can get somebody else to playoffs. But they are amped up for it, have not played one of these games in a long, long time. The fans are extremely excited about it. You can expect a ton of them down there, like I said. And it's going to be a game I think goes into the fourth quarter. I really do.
And, you know, when I asked this to the athletic director, and this is a game that was actually scheduled by Rich Rodriguez. The 2 coaches ago for the University of Arizona. So Jed was asked about it today, and he goes, hey, I'm looking forward to them. They're a darn good football team, so we'll see what happens. All right, now I hope this doesn't come off as condescending, but I wanted to ask you this. How big is this for the Bison when you go up and you play against a Power 5 school? If I said this is the Bison Super Bowl, am I being overdramatic?
I think a little bit overdramatic. Now it's a massive game. Don't get me wrong. This is huge, especially for the fan base. I think it's maybe slightly bigger for the fan base than some of the players or coaching staff. Their number one goal is to win the FCS national title. That's the number one goal. That game will be bigger, and fans will care about that one more than they will this game. If NDSU were to lose this game against Arizona but win a national title, the fans would be more than happy because they won a national title. That's really what they care about at the end of the day. But outside of that, this is as big as it gets. This is the chance for NDSU. There's a lot of fans that want to move up to the FBS level, want to get to that level. There's some fans that don't in Fargo that like the tradition of the FCS and winning national titles. But this is our measuring stick. This is how we measure, can we play at the FBS level? And some people will say it's just one game. It's not really a whole season. It doesn't equate to the same. But this is all we have to kind of measure, can we make it at the FBS level and even in the Power 5 level against some teams. So it means a lot to the fans, and I know it means a ton to the players who don't have these opportunities very often.
All right, so this is a weird question. You ready?
Absolutely.
Who is this a trap game for? Arizona taking on an FCS school, or the Bison taking on a team that was 1-11 and is rebuilding?
That's a really interesting question, right? Because the last FBS game the Bison had was in 2016, and that was against a number 11 ranked Iowa, where you feel like you're massive underdogs. There's not much of a chance. I don't know what you guys have seen, Rich. I've seen just a couple of betting lines so far. They have the Bison favored by a point or basically a pick 'em, right?
Right.
So, when you're looking at it from that aspect, it's hard to say that you're really underdogs in the game, and that's a unique aspect to a game like this, where if you're the Bison, you go into it and you say, I'm not really an underdog in this game, and you feel like you should win it, but I know they've felt like they should win all of these games they played against the FBS competition. I don't think NDSU is taking Arizona lightly at all. I'll tell you that. They take this game extremely seriously. They plan for their first 3 opponents in the offseason. They do a little bit of work on each one of them during the offseason. So they've been preparing for this one for a little while.
Andy Rickoff joining us right now from the Bison 1660. And I asked that because it's amazing when you watch an FCS school beat and take down an FBS school. We saw it with Appalachian State. We saw it with Georgia Southern. I'm sure everybody in North Dakota took notice watching those big upsets last week. But I don't know if it's an upset because the Bison are a point favorite or a pick 'em, and I don't know if they've ever been in this position against an FBS school.
They haven't. I would agree with you. I don't think they have been. This is very strange territory for FCS teams in general, not just for NDSU. Most FCS teams are not favored in these games, and they're underdogs by double digits, by multiple scores in basically all of them. Even some of the other top teams at the FCS are not favored or even remotely close in these games. So for it to be a pick 'em or for NDSU to even be slight favorites in it, I think that honestly, if I were to think about it from just a fan's perspective, I would think it would help Arizona to say, okay, people don't think we can win this game. Let's go out and prove it. I know NDSU doesn't care about the lines. They're not going to look at it. And I'm not saying Arizona just looks at the lines and they only care about that stuff, but I'm sure it gets back to them that, hey, everyone thinks we're going to lose this game to this team and we're not going to beat them. I think it would help them a little bit, or at least I would have to think it would help them a little bit.
And I throw the NAU game out the window because there's 50 new players on the Arizona squad that weren't there to watch the game against the Lumberjacks that Arizona lost here at Arizona Stadium. So I'm throwing that out the window right now, and I just look at the two of these. Now, I was going to ask you about having a chip on your shoulder if you're the Bison. So down here in Tucson, the University of Arizona, a lot of these kids are Power 5 football players, but they didn't get recruited by USC. They didn't get recruited by UCLA. So they end up coming to the University of Arizona, and when they play USC and they play UCLA, who are the glamour teams in this conference, Oregon, glamour teams in this conference, they play with a chip on their shoulder to show everybody, hey, you know what? You messed up by not recruiting me. I'm reading the same type of quotes from the NDSU players, like, all right, you know what? Power 5, Pac-12, whatever, FBS, I'll show you. Hey, we might be FCS, but we're going to walk out there and smash you in the face. Talk about the chip on the shoulder for these players when you get a chance to play against a Power 5 school.
That's why it means a lot to the players, Rich. It's exactly why it means a lot to them. It's not so much that we have a chance to knock off a Power 5 team or something like that. They go back to their recruiting days. And NDSU's recruiting profile during this great run of success has gone up and up and up and up. They've started beating Group of 5 teams. They've been competing with Power 5 teams. Dorian Singer, a receiver for Arizona, was recruited by NDSU. They offered him, and they were in that process. So they're competing now with Power 5 teams for actual players and legitimate players right now. But there's a lot of players on this year's team, and I know in the past years when they've had these FBS games that weren't recruited by the team they were playing. And it was a lot bigger when you were facing Minnesota or Iowa or Nebraska or Kansas State or Kansas, because that's kind of NDSU's main recruiting profile. They have a lot of kids from Minnesota or Iowa that said, that was my hometown team, and they didn't recruit me. And it meant more to those players, a little bit more of that chip on the shoulder. I'll go show you, you should have recruited me. I was in your backyard and you missed me type of thing. But it still transfers to this game. There's still a lot of players from NDSU that say I was passed over by the Power 5. I was passed over by most of the Group of 5 as well. The few teams that wanted me weren't as good as NDSU, so I chose the Bison. I'm going to go out there and prove that I'm a Power 5 player and that I could have played at this level and the coaches missed me. That's absolutely a chip on the shoulder of each and every one of these players.
I mean, the Bison have a national reputation. Game day's been there. This is going to be on national television. We got about a minute here. Two questions I want to get real quick. Crack the code for me. Why have the Bisons had the success they've had over the last decade? What is it?
It sounds corny, but I mean it's the culture. It really is. They've built it extremely well. It's all been done in-house. It has not left the Fargo Dome or the coaches' facilities. When Craig Bowl left, it was taken over by Chris Kleiman. That was the defensive coordinator for many years. When Chris Kleiman left for Kansas State, it was Matt Entz, who had been the coordinator for many years, that took that thing over. If Matt Entz were to ever leave, it would be taken over by someone that's been around this program. You don't become a head coach at NDSU unless you have been around this program. You know what it's been built on. You know the tradition, and you know how to continue to keep this thing rolling. They go in-house, and they only want people that care about this program an awful lot. And that's the main reason it has stuck through this many years and this many coaching changes as it has. And then one other constant has been the strength and conditioning coach, Jim Kramer. And people think, oh, he's not a head coach. He can't have that big of a role or that big of an impact. But he's been the constant through this whole run. Jim Kramer, with the way he has physically matured these kids from freshmen to seniors, he's a huge reason why they've had success as a strength and conditioning program at NDSU.
All right, final question for you. Explain to me the Bison appeal and how big the Bison fans, how near and far are they in the size of the following of the Bison. So my sister-in-law is from South Dakota. She don't like anything about North Dakota except for the Bison. And they're actually driving out from California. I've got my niece who said, I'm going to wear Bison stuff. And I said, you can't stay in my house if you do that. You're wearing red and blue to the game. Otherwise, you can buy your own ticket. But, I mean, they're that I'll let her come to the house. But they're that passionate about Bison football from North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota. Talk to me about how big this is for the region of that part of the country and the pride that the fans take and what the Bison are able to do on the football field.
Well, like I said, from a fan pride perspective, this is as big, the biggest thing other than winning a championship it does for them. Like pride-wise, it's big because you're beating one of the top teams. Like I said, there's a lot of fans that want NDSU to move up, but you get fans of Minnesota. Oh, you couldn't last here. You only do one game playoffs. Basically, they're basically your Super Bowl. You only play one game. You don't play a full conference schedule. Same thing with Hawkeye fans or other fans of Big 10 or Big 12 teams around the area. So these games are a sense of pride for NDSU in a huge way. It says we can compete, and not only compete but beat those teams on a regular basis, and that's what they've done so far. But the brand of NDSU, it's almost coast to coast, Rich, and I really don't think that's overstretching it at all. We have fans that will tune in from all over the country. We have fans that come to Frisco, Texas for the national championship from literally just about every state. I've met people from almost every state other than maybe like Vermont or Virginia. That might be the only ones I haven't, or Alaska and Hawaii. But continental United States, it stretches coast to coast. And when you have had the success they've had, that's why. They've been on College Game Day twice. They had SportsCenter on the road in the Fargo Dome a couple of years back. And then when you have quarterbacks like Carson Wentz taken second overall, Trey Lance taken third overall, the amount of publicity that you get from that for the whole draft process and the amount of times the Bison logo is on national television, which happens again in this game with FS1 covering the game, it just makes that brand appeal even more and more to a national audience and to high school students who are looking to find a good program. NDSU's become one of those programs, especially for young high school quarterbacks. They say, man, there's a lot of success. The last three quarterbacks have gone to the NFL, and two of them have been first-round picks. That's a spot I'd like to go.
All right, Andy, come on. Time for us to put up or shut up. I've got a six-pack from a local brewer, Dragoon Brewing Company. I will pick their best IPA in this game. I'll even give. I'll do it even straight across money line. Arizona versus the Bison. You game?
Absolutely. Fargo Brewing Company. You're on.
There you go. I love it. Hey, thank you so much. I'm going to return the favor. I'm coming on with you tomorrow, right?
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it,
All right,
Rich.
Tucson, I promise I will talk a lot of trash when I go on in North Dakota and represent us well. No, I promise I'll behave myself. Andy, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it, brother. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep. Thank you, Rich. Looking forward to it.
All right, take care. That's Andy Rickoff of the Bison 1660.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, road work on Alvernon Way between Contractors Way to south of Irvington. That work will occur this weekend, both days, 6 a.m. until 7 p.m. You will definitely save time. Using Palo Verde as an alternate route, some slowdowns for traffic on 6th Avenue northbound as you approach I-10 and traffic on Grant at I-10 busy. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
Kelly Blue Book Instant Cash Offer is an official offer to buy your car. Enter your vehicle ID info, answer some questions, then get a no-obligation offer to sell or trade it. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car, schedule a time, and drive away with confidence. For all of the its, KBB.com it.
Wildcat Nation, the desert is rising. Arizona football is rising. The energy on the field is rising. The excitement in the stands is rising. The Wildcats are rising. The time is now. Rise with us. Go to ArizonaWildcats.com/FB for tickets or call 520-621-CATS.
Hey there, folks. Dragon Ball here. Just letting you know that Betfred has come all the way from England to the great state of Arizona with over 50 years of sports betting experience. Fred is known in the UK for three things. That's customer service, bonuses, and delivering the best overall experience to their players. Do you need any more than that? Well, download the Betfred Sports app today, and you can receive up to $250 in free bets when signing up. No emperors, no movie stars, just a sportsbook app you can trust. Download it today. Must be 21 years or older and present in Arizona to bet. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
You wash your hands and brush your teeth, but what about your nose? How do you clean your nose? with Navage. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, dirt, and germs, and it's why nose cleaning is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons: sinusitis, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they also find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Nearly 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying things like, "Best product I've ever used," and "Amazing, I love my Navage." That's because Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less. But the biggest payoff is improved health. Here's the key point. Navage is good personal hygiene, and it's going to help you stay healthier. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, Target, and online. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. It is good. Backfield and drop. No gain. Loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge.
Rich Herrera on Wildcats Radio 1290.
We continue with you live from Illegal Pete's Bear Down Friday, brought to you by Corona. In fact, I went downstairs and I got a Corona, some beads from Corona. Dude was handing out Corona sunglasses and beads, so I grabbed one. What I need is a nice cold Corona right now. That would be outstanding. Thanks for joining us, everybody, as we get you ready for football coming up tomorrow here on 1290. Arizona taking on North Dakota State. Program today brought to you in part by Pga Tour Superstore. Shop with the pros at Tucson's Pga Tour Superstore. You're going to go out this weekend, you hit a couple golf balls, might lose some into the water. You need new golf balls? Hey, the one spot in town, they always have the widest selection with the best prices every day, and that's Pga Tour Superstore. Whether you're looking to play Titleist Pro V1s, TaylorMade, Callaway, Bridgestone, Wilson, they have them all. They've got the very, very best. They got golf balls like I play, since I knock half of them into the desert, half of them into the lake, and I want to be on a budget. They've got you covered. Whether you're a golf pro or a beginner, and that's Pga Tour Superstore, located at Oracle and Limberlost. And here's the great deal. If you roll in there and you tell them you listen to Wildcats Radio 1290, they'll take $20 off a purchase of $100, $50 off a purchase of $250. Restrictions do apply. Pink, Titleist, FootJoy, not included. Everything else in the store, giddy up. It's Tucson's Pga Tour Superstore, home for golf pros, beginners, and golfers that are really awful just like me. Thanks to them for also sponsoring our local Tucson Golf Show, heard every Saturday morning here on 1290. Don't forget as well, Monday, we're going to go back out on the road. We'll be at Desert Diamond Casino on South Nogales Highway, broadcasting live every Monday night from Desert Diamond Casino right off of Nogales Highway for Monday Night Football. So come by and join us and hang out with us. I'm going to buy somebody dinner who comes out there to hang out with me on Monday. I think I should. Just to be a good guy. I'll buy somebody dinner if you come out there and hang out with us at Desert Diamond Casino coming up on Monday. All right, back to the show at hand as we talk about everything going on with Arizona football. This is going to be a big, big game, I think, for Jayden de Laura. Jayden de Laura needs to learn how to trust himself. This is a huge moment. This is a huge moment in his maturation. This is the next step that he needs to take as the quarterback of the Arizona Wildcats. And here's where I'm going with this. Last week we saw Jayden de Laura running amok. He was making things happen. He was running for his life. He was spinning out of plays. He was doing everything he possibly could do to extend plays and bring the Arizona Wildcats a win. And I asked Jedd Fisch this week, and you'll hear it tomorrow on the pregame show, when Jayden takes off running like that, what's your reaction? And he said, sometimes I go, yes, 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 and oh, no. Other times I go, no, 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 yes. Because he can make plays happen in chaos, you just never know what you're going to get. Sometimes he extends a play with his feet, and he's able to find Singer. He's able to find Cowing. He's able to find T-Mac. He's able to find Lyons. He's able to extend a play, throw the ball down the field, and as the defensive backs break down because they can't cover people forever, he'll be able to find an open receiver. But there were times where he has to learn when to say when. How long does he continue to run with the football? How long does he continue to look downfield? How long does he continue to try to extend plays with his feet and make something happen when there's nothing there? And Jedd Fisch talked a lot about it this week, and we're going to see in the football game coming up on Saturday, can he figure out where that governor is, where good thing, good thing, good thing. All right, I'm now past that 0 point. If you ever saw the movie Armageddon or Sudden Impact, they're the same movie, just with different actors. But there was that 0 barrier. And I think that's what Jayden de Laura and the Arizona offense needs to figure out, where his 0 barrier is. Because it's great to extend a play. Step up in the pocket, and if they're coming right in your face, then you extend to make things happen. But as you get out of that tackle box and chaos is all around you, how do you keep your head downfield? How do you keep your eyes downfield? How do your wide receivers react for that? And if you heard it, it was an excellent, excellent tutorial on football by Al Borges, our coach, who joins us every Wednesday. And if you didn't listen to it, I suggest you go to wildcatsradio1290.com and find it under podcast. He gave me a great tutorial of what it's like to have your running quarterback be able to extend plays, but not extend plays past their shelf life where you get in a little bit of trouble. And that's what I think we saw in Arizona, Mississippi State. As Jayden was running down the field, making things happen, you saw chaos all around him. And he kept extending the play, extending the play, extending the play, and extended it just a little bit more. And then what happened was, is he was extending the play even further. He got past that zero barrier, and he kept the play going, and nothing good was going to come of it. And Jedd talked about it this week during his press conferences, that it's okay to throw the ball away. It's okay to have an incompletion. It's okay to live another day. What's not okay is to make a poor decision because you've extended the play so long, you heave the ball down the field, and the defense has an opportunity to make a play. And I think that's what happened with 2 of the 3 interceptions that we saw for the Arizona Wildcats. One of them, the last one, the defensive end stuck his big paws up and knocked the ball down. That can happen to anybody. That can happen to anybody at the end of the ball game. But the earlier ones where he's extending a play and extending a play, either you take off and run once you hit that 0 barrier, or you throw the ball away. Even if it's third down, an incomplete pass is better than an interception. Incomplete pass is better than a big sack because you ran around so much. And I know with Jayden, one of the things that he tried to do so much when he first got here with the Arizona Wildcats is he was learning how to play within this Jedd Fisch system. And again, Al Borges was talking about this. If you grew up playing that way, that's your natural comfort level. So if you play where you can run and you can make things happen, and you do that in high school and you do that when you get to the next level, that's your comfort zone. Where's my comfort zone? Extending plays, running, making things happen all over the place. That's great. But when you get to a certain level, it catches up with you, and you can't do that. That's why you don't see people running around like that in the National Football League. And Jayden went from a wide-open Coug-style air raid offense that Mike Leach had, and then Rolovich had, to a pro-style offense, that's not part of what Arizona's offense is about. So the very, very beginning of camp, Jaden was struggling trying to find his timing because he was so concentrated on staying within the pocket, not breaking down, not running, because he knows once he breaks the pocket, once he starts running, his pass completion percentage just takes a nosedive. He told us that during training camp. He knows that, but he was so desperate to try to make plays and get something going with the onslaught from Mississippi State that he kind of went back and fell into that comfort level that he has of extending plays. Listen, this kid is a leader. There's no doubt about it. One of the things I think we have to remember at Tucson, we think of him as a transfer coming in here. Most of the time we think of kids that come in through the portal. We think of kids that come in through the transfer portal, and we're expecting them to be a senior leader. You expect them to be a Hunter Eccles. You expect them to be a player with some kind of accomplishment and some gravitas. And a lot of times you get guys like that, like a Jacob Cowing who's already established himself at one program and now is coming to really refine everything and try to get that shot to get to the next level with a different program. But I think with Jaden DeLauro, we need to understand and take just a little bit of a step back when it comes to his progress. Remember, he was the freshman offensive player of the year last year at Washington State, but he was a freshman last year. Also remember, he didn't have the job-breaking camp. They had a little bit of a quarterback controversy, and then finally he won the job, took off, led him to the Apple Cup victory, and had an amazing year. But he is still a young player, and I've been saying this in my head, but I haven't talked about this on the radio, so shame on me. I want everybody to pump the brakes with him for just a little bit, thinking that he's the savior that's come in. Certainly, he's upgraded the quarterback situation for the University of Arizona. He's made Arizona a better team offensively, and he's brought swagger, and he's brought leadership. And I've talked about how much I appreciate him, how much I admire him, how good I think he is, and how much of a godsend he was coming down here to Tucson. But with all that praise I've heaped upon him, and again, you know what? Now I really know what that rat poison thing that Jed Fish was talking about, because I've been probably spreading too much of it. But the other part of that is I failed to mention he is a young player that is still learning to play on this level. This is only a second year. Remember, this is only a second year. So when we talk about him as a transfer coming in, you think, all right, he's been through it before. He won the Apple Cup. He did this. He's still a young player learning a new system. And I'll say this, he's still learning to play college football. So as we watch him mature and we watch him go out there and we watch him lead this team and we watch this offense take on his personality, and it is a heck of a personality, I think we have to remember he is a sophomore. He is a sophomore. So when you're looking at what he brings to the table and you're looking at what he does, pump the brakes just a little bit, because there's a huge upside for him to grow. And there's some raw edges that he needs to work out before his game takes off to the next level. So that's why I can't wait to see what happens, what kind of progression he makes as he goes into this next game after seeing everything that he did, everything they want to correct. And then the flip side of that is, what is Jed going to do to put him in a position where you're not asking him to go into a 7-step drop with blitzing ends coming in? Because North Dakota State will bring the pressure from the outside. So how do you get rid of the ball, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, before you have a defensive end crashing in, on top of him, the pocket collapsing, and he takes off running all over the place? Can you get rid of the ball before that, and that up-tempo, which I think is the best Arizona offense that we've seen, is that up-tempo, quick pace, 3 5-second drop, 3 or 5-step drop, get rid of the ball, going tempo, I think is where you play into his strengths, and you keep him from having his old habits that aren't part of this offense surface. So we'll see whether they're able to make that adjustment coming up this weekend against North Dakota State. You want to comment? I might take a couple telephone calls, maybe 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290, the number for you to join us. Again, don't forget, we're here at Illegal Pete's. I'll broadcast until 6 o'clock. Pep Rally gets going at 7 before the Cats take on North Dakota State at Arizona Stadium. It's all sponsored by Corona, the official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics. Go Cats. I got to remind everybody, I forgot to do this earlier, we have a sweet deal for you. It's National Taco Month, and to celebrate, we're giving you half-off tacos with sweet deals. Coming this Tuesday, we have a sweet deal from Reforma Modern Mexican. You can get a $50 gift card for just $25. This sweet deal goes on sale Tuesday, 8:30 a.m. at WildcatsRadio1290.com. All right, coming up, I do want to talk about the defense. They're going to get tested, and they're going to get tested big time against North Dakota State because the Bison are going to do one thing. They're going to run the ball down your throat. That's their bread and butter. How is Arizona going to stop that? We'll get into that next. I'm Rich Herrera. We're live at Illegal Pete's, high up on the second floor. It's Bear Down Friday. It's all brought to you by Corona. I see green people. I see lots of green people walking around from North Dakota. Are you guys from North Dakota? See, I have two people sitting here with me from North Dakota State. Neither one of them wearing green, and they're not sunburnt. Oh, they were working today because they're both North Dakota State Bison fans. So she gave me the Bison horns up, but I couldn't tell that they were from North Dakota State because everybody else I see from North Dakota State is wearing green and gold, and they're either really, really pasty or they're sunburnt sitting out here in Tucson. Oh, I don't know her. Oh, I can't say that on the radio. I'll get in trouble. I got to stop right now before I get in trouble. But thank you guys for hanging out with us. This is awesome. They're expecting 10,000 Bison fans rolling in. And I told everybody, my sister-in-law is from Beach, North Dakota. I know. I'm talking with my Bison friends over here. So she's from Beach, North Dakota. I gave a shout-out this morning on the radio station in North Dakota. She's rolling in with my nephew. I got two nephews and a niece. She's head to toe in green and gold. My nephews are wearing Arizona red and blue. They're driving in from California. My niece, she's in kindergarten. She thinks she's going to stay at my house wearing green and gold. I called her on the way here. They're driving in from San Diego. I told her, I said, if you try to walk into my house wearing green and gold, I'm not letting you use my pool. I'm not letting you stay in my house. You could sleep outside in your car. I'm not letting you in wearing Bison gear. And she goes, mean Uncle Rich, I'll tell you this. After the football game, you're going to be sad because we're going to kick your butt. And I said, all right, Alice, get ready. You're sleeping outside with the dogs. It's a brawl at my house over North Dakota State and the Bisons coming into Tucson thinking they're going to rule this place. We'll talk more about that. We'll get into the defense and what we're going to see as we preview the game, getting you ready for football. Arizona, North Dakota State coming up Saturday, 8 p.m., and you'll hear it right here on your home for Arizona football. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down, and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellis, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball. Down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his 3rd foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like what, driving down that was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko, feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline, circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot, 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away, good!
That's
We're
a
tied.
Huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berrios. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps out of the pocket. The Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big
Early
time.
on the field is a safety.
Yes, that's big time by Arizona. That time defense did a great job of just closing the pocket from the inside, and then the pressure on the outside by Abear. They just got him. They just got there. They won their blocks that time. Excellent job by Arizona defense and really changing the momentum of this game.
All right, we are high atop Illegal Pete's, sitting here waiting for the pep rally and the band and the cheerleaders and the palm line. Fans are starting to come in. All my North Dakota State folks are in the house, rolling through, wearing green and enjoying the Tucson sun. Wildcat fans are coming over, and there's just a lot of energy down here, and you can see the activity pick up. So if you want to come on down, well, we'll be here with you for a while, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You're seeing a lot of folks rolling through. You can watch the the camera and see the streetcar and everybody else. So we invite everybody to come down and join us here from Illegal Pete's as we get ready for the pep rally. Actually, Illegal Pete's is the best spot if you come up on the balcony for the pep rally. They have a couple side balconies for you to watch the pep rally and the band and everybody come out here as we get ready for the game against North Dakota State. If you want to call into the program, I'll sneak in a call or two. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. All right, couple things that I'm looking for in the football game coming up. And we'll talk with Glenn Howell. He joins us at 5 o'clock, our Arizona insider. So we're about 35 minutes away from him giving his thoughts, and I guarantee he's going to talk about the tight end, but the tight end is going to be an important position in this ball game on both sides. But the defense is something I wanted to bring up on the program as we get ready for this game. The defense is going to be tested because they are going to run the ball, and they're going to run the ball, and they're going to run the ball right at you. And that's the scouting report for North Dakota State. It is not a mystery. They're not going to do anything that's really out of character. They take the ball. They have a fullback that runs up the gut. They give it to one of their 11 running backs that touched the ball last week, and they try to knock you back off the line with the big old corn-fed beef that they have up front. Kids from North Dakota, Montana, and Idaho, and Iowa, and Minnesota that are just big, beefy guys, and they try to blow you off the ball, and they try to pick up 3.5, 4 yards of carry. They're gonna knock it right up the gap, the A gap between the center and the guard, and there's no two ways about it. But I think there's a couple things that we need to keep an eye on if you get ready for the ball game tomorrow. So a little bit of a scouting preview for you. The two most important players, I think, for Arizona are going to be Gunnar Maldonado and Christian Young. And everybody knows how much I appreciate Christian Young and how much I think that guy is just a stud. Well, it's going to be between him and Gunnar Maldonado to come up and run support. The linebackers and the safeties are going to have to help out with the run for Jerry Roberts and Hunter Echols, and they're going to have to come get right up the gut as they try to throw that. That old school pro style offense is what Jed called it. He called it a old school pro style offense with a fullback and a running back and a tight end, and they just try to get a surge and just smack you right upside the head. So it's going to be linebackers taking on a fullback. It's going to be safeties taking on tight ends, and it's going to have to be some Arizona Wildcat making a play. And that's where I think it's got to be so important for the guys up front, for the Jerry Roberts of the world and the Jalen Harrises of the world, to make sure that you take on your guys one-on-one and get a good shot with them. Because if not, if they get past, they get a little bit of a head of steam, it's going to be a long day for the Cats. It's going to be a really long day for the Cats if we see that happen, because they want to have sustained 75-yard drives that take 9 minutes and just take the air out of the ball. But the one thing that I keep thinking about, and the more and more I research, the more and more I watch their highlights, and the more and more I talk to people, we have to, Jed Fish and the Arizona Wildcats and Johnny Nansen, and I know they know this, they have to be prepared for the half dozen times that they're going to try to throw the football, because they will just start pounding into the middle and pounding into the middle. They're going to pound it in the middle even more. And then what's going to happen? Is they're going to have every linebacker cheat up a half a step, and then step, and the safeties are going to cheat up half a step, and as soon as the ball snaps, they will take off running towards the line of scrimmage. All of a sudden, it's a play action pass. You hit a tight end in the spot where the linebacker used to be, takes off, runs 30, 40, maybe even breaks it for a touchdown. That's the one thing, is they're going to lull you to sleep, trying to get you to cheat up so they can hit that one or two times to the tight end and punish you. It is going to be a fun game for the Wildcats, I will tell you that. We have a call. It's actually our VIP caller, Paul. I'm on location, so I don't have your full I can't think of the word that I was going to use. We don't have your full sound effect to come on, but I'll talk to you anyway. Paul in Phoenix, welcome. You're on Wildcats Radio 1290. Bear down.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me, Paul?
I'm still here, and maybe
nope.
It's not going to work out.
All right.
Yep, there you are.
There you are, Paul. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Rich.
All right. Sorry,
Bear
Paul.
down.
We're on
Can you hear me?
location, so I apologize.
No, that's okay. Bear down. Thank you, sir. Hey, just so real quick, I'm going to beg to differ with you again, and you're always right, I'm always wrong, but that's okay. I think this game is bigger for us than what we're giving ourselves credit for. We're thinking, okay, if we win, a ho-hum, we win, we move on, we're supposed to win type of thing, right? It's going to be a tough game. If we win, we don't get. Well, look at last week. We don't want to be caught in the what Texas A&M, what Nebraska, what Notre Dame went through, okay? We have a lot to gain by winning this game, and I think the importance is going to come from two things. It's going to come from, like you mentioned, the defense. Defense is going to have to be ready. Fresh legs. You're going to see a lot of guys going to be playing, but like I think you even said it also earlier, Jaden DeLora, this is going to be his game where we're all going to circle and say, you know what? Our young man has continues to grow up. He's managing the game. He's got a business type attitude about this game that he's going to manage us through this game. And even if that means eating a little bit of clock, keeping our defense off the field and keeping our offense on the field is going to be equally as important as it ever will be this whole year. And we need this momentum because, like we've all been talking, the next 2 weeks after this are games that we're going to be right there. Hey, we could win those games. So there's no reason to go in 1-2. 2-1, on the surface looks 100 times better, and that's why it's so important for us to win this game. It's critical.
You win this game, Paul. Paul, you win this game. You have an opportunity to go into the heart of your schedule. You have a legitimate opportunity to have some momentum going on the road to Cal next week, and Colorado at home the week after that. You have a legitimate way to think, you know what, we could be 4-1 to begin the season. You lose this game, now you're 1-2, and you have to win and fight through Cal and then beat Colorado as expected in order to be 3-2. I'd rather be 4-1 than 3-2.
Right, and Cal even has a tough game tomorrow. So win or lose for Cal tomorrow, they're going to come hungry for us the following weekend. I don't recall who they play, but they have a tough game also. Okay, so all the more reason for us to we have to bring our A game. I agree. So, Rich, thanks for squeezing me in. I appreciate it. Bear down, and you're going to be out there on the mall. I'm going to do my very best to get over to you. I'm on the Cat Cruiser from Phoenix tomorrow, and I will be getting there at 6 o'clock. So I'm going to wander over there as quick as I can.
All right, can't wait to see you. Appreciate it very much. Somebody just sent me a text message. The North Dakota State fans have a T-shirt already made up for this. That's how big it is. This is North Dakota State versus the world. And again, I'm telling you this: they're not coming down here. I have two friends from North Dakota that are sitting up here with me. North Dakota State's not coming down here on vacation. They're coming down here. They've said these nice folks that are sitting with me. They've been to every game where North Dakota State goes on to play on the road at FBS school. They've been all over the place. They're sitting here and enjoying the beautiful weather that we have out here. They're sitting in the sun enjoying. They're looking over the balcony. But they came here to go back to North Dakota with a Pac-12 trophy. They're going to come. They're looking to come back with a trophy. They're looking to come back with a poster that they could put up within their facility with all their NFL stars, with the Carson Wentzes of the world and the Trey Lances of the world. Listen, I heard their coach's press conference.
Yeah.
He's been talking about it. Yeah. All the Bison that are in the National Football League. You realize how many Bison they've had drafted? We keep thinking, oh, this is a big deal for them because they're going to be able to help recruit. You know what? They're already putting guys into the National Football League. Beating Arizona doesn't do anything to help them except continue their national image. It's a huge game for them, and they're coming down here with ill intentions. They're not coming down here we're just happy to be here. God willing, we can help the team. No, they're coming down here to smash you in the face.
We need 40,000 plus in that stadium tomorrow night, louder than it was last Saturday. That's what we need.
Bingo.
And come on, Tucson. Let's do it. Let's show up, get this team, send them off because it's big. It's big. These kids deserve it. They have been listening and doing everything the coaches have told them. And I tell you what, we got to keep fresh legs on defense. And just keep sending people and create some hits to the point that these guys are going to want to cough up, the football. 5 turnovers so far in the first 2 games. Like everybody keeps saying, we had 6 total last year. We got to continue on that trend. Some way, somehow, we have to make them turn the ball over. We have to do it. So, Rich, bear down, my friend.
Bear down, buddy.
Take
I'll
care.
talk to you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. You know what? Paul makes.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, take care. Paul in Phoenix makes a great point. I'm going to talk about that coming up next. If you're the University of Arizona, you have 1 goal tomorrow. What's that 1 goal? I will tell you next. As we come to you live from Illegal Pete's. It's all brought to you by our friends at Corona. We're sitting up here having a great time. The weather's perfect. The green and gold North Dakota State fans are trying to take over University. All the Wildcat fans are rolling in over here. Lots of energy. We invite you to come by, join us. And again, thanks to our friends at Corona for making all of this possible. All right, what does Arizona need to do tomorrow? One thing. I'll tell you what it is coming up next here on 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for 2. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the 3, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
4th down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. It is good. Backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the 3, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out, the locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments for the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball, down by 11, 3 to go, steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down. That was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen. Picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's
We're
a
tied.
huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps up in the pocket. The Wildcats have got him.
Oh, wait a second. I'm in the sun. All right, I got to move. Help me, I got to move. Christy, help me, I'm in the sun. They're not paying attention to what I'm saying. Hold on, I got to move. The sun's hitting me. Okay, there you go. For those on the stream, the sun was right in your face, so we apologize. We're live here at Illegal Pete's. We left the friendly confines of our radio station so we can come out here and hang out with you for Bear Down Friday. We thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Let's see. Coming up on the program in about 20 minutes from now, we will hear from one of our Arizona insiders, Glenn Howell. He'll join us here on the program, and we'll get you ready for football. In case you missed it, we had on one of the guys from the Bison 1660, the flagship for Bison football for North Dakota State. We'll have that for you coming up as well, just in case you missed that. And again, don't forget, Monday Night Football, we are live at Desert Diamond Casino on South Nogales Highway. We invite you to come by and join us for Monday Night Football. One more time as well for our sweet deal. Here's the deal. I don't know about you, but money is not as plentiful as it was just a while ago. Inflation's starting to back up on us. Come on, you guys can come hang out here. Hi, go. Look, Bison fans are coming out. It's National Taco Month, and here's the deal. We have a sweet deal for you. You can get a $50 gift card for just $25 for Reforma Modern Mexican. This sweet deal goes on sale Tuesday, 8:30 a.m. on WildcatsRadio1290.com. Are you all enjoying the weather? I have a bunch of North Dakota Bison fans. Yeah, take your seat right here at the rail. Hang out with us. They're drinking. What are you guys drinking? Bloody Marys. Oh, yeah. See, they came down here. I heard about you. I heard about you girls from North Dakota State. Oh, yeah. I heard you guys are going to come down here and have a good time. Yes. Isn't the weather wonderful? Yes. How cold is it? What's it like in Fargo today? In the 80s? But like a month from now, isn't it going to be like -5? Doesn't it get cold there? It gets cold. In December, it's like -5. It's minus 50 degrees wind chill. Do you realize when it gets to be about 74 degrees, we put on Uggs and ski jackets here? Do you realize like if it gets below like 72 degrees, we're wearing sweatshirts and long pants. You realize, yeah. That she would, this is like nothing. Like, I couldn't fathom living in North Dakota being that cold. Right? I couldn't fathom that. Anyway, so all your skin covered, yeah. And I think that's, you see all the kids here. Look how much skin they have covered walking down the street, right? Yeah, no, exactly. All right, sit up here, have a good time. I'm entertaining everybody that's coming in from Fargo to join us here. Letting them take off. Yeah, come on over here, hang out with us. Let's see. Number for you to join us in the program, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. My promo crew's looking at me like, Herrera, what the heck are you doing? I'm just inviting everybody from North Dakota to hang out with me today. Come on, I'm trying to be a good neighbor. I am. I'm trying to be the very best ambassador for Tucson that I could possibly be. So I'm inviting everybody to come up here and hang out with me. Wait till I start buying drinks later. Then things are going to get crazy. Once we start drinking tequila shots up here, look out is what I'm telling you. But that'll be after we get off the air. Anyway, if you want to call in, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290, the number for you to join us. We've been going back and forth as we've been talking about this football game. And like I said, Glenn Howell will join us in about 15 minutes from now. I'm going to be candid with you, and I've got a bunch of North Dakota State folks up here. So let me just be candid. North Dakota State, the more fans I meet from North Dakota State, now these folks up here are very, very nice. But as I talk to members of the media and I talk to people that cover the game and I talk to people around the program, I am surprised. I am surprised at the swagger that North Dakota State is rolling in. I will be candid with you. I've gone on a couple shows and I've talked to some of their folks. I'm surprised at the swagger that the Bison are rolling in here. This is the first time North Dakota State has ever played a Pac-12 school. This is the first time they've ever played a Pac-12 school. They are 6-0 they're 6-0 in the last 6 contests against football bowl division opponents. They beat Iowa, they beat Kansas, they beat Kansas State. They beat Colorado State. And those are huge wins for that program, absolutely. And they were supposed to, we told you earlier, they were supposed to play Colorado. That got washed out due to COVID. But as they walk in here, there is no intimidation factor whatsoever. In fact, here's the one thing they keep telling me, Tucson. I'm surprised we're able to get tickets. What do you mean you're surprised? Well, we were able to just go up to the box office to buy tickets. We were able to just go online to buy tickets. Because as soon as they got 2,500 tickets, boom, gone, sold in a day. But then they roll in here and even more tickets and more tickets and more tickets. Like I said, I think there's a couple extra plane loads of folks coming in from North Dakota just for this game. So I tell you what, there's one thing Arizona needs to do. Because if they allow this game to get into the second quarter and they allow North Dakota State to feel pretty good about themselves, it could be a long day for the Cats. So what's the one thing that Hunter Eccles and Christian Young and C-Row and Colby Cage and Jalen Harris and Jerry Roberts and the rest of that team has to do? They need to stop the running game and force North Dakota State to punt. That's the one thing that they've got to do early on, is stop them from marching down the field and allow them to feel like they belong. Because right now, that's what they feel. I tell you what, I do not feel any trepidation. I do not fear, and I do not see any fear. I do not see any intimidation on their side. All I see is 100% cockiness. I see, that sign that Jed has in front of the practice facility, expect to win. That's what these North Dakota State folks are walking, and they go, yeah. Last 6 times we've been an FBS school. You were 1-11 last year. We're going to come in here and we're going to put across the front of this stadium property of North Dakota State University. That's what they're coming in thinking. I'm telling you, right now, if Arizona doesn't stop them and force them to punt within the first 2 series, it'll be a long day for the Arizona Wildcats. They're coming in. They do not think that they have to be intimidated. They do not think that they do not belong on this field. They do not think it's FCS versus FBS. They're walking in here, Tucson. They're walking in here, Wildcat fans, and they are not intimidated. They will not fear, and they will not be pushed around. And they're walking around with the chip on their shoulder as big as any college football team that I've ever seen in the last 20 years. Jed needs to convey this to the rest of this team. If they get back on their heels the way they were against Mississippi State and they allow any self-doubt on the Wildcats side, and they allow North Dakota State, who's walking around as cocky as they could be, with a swagger like they're the University of Miami back in the 80s, if they allow them to get any more confidence, it plays right into there. So Jed Fish right away. Arizona's defense needs to do something to stop them for a tackle for a loss, make them punt the ball early, and then make them doubt themselves a little bit. You need to take their spirit from them in the first quarter or the second quarter, because if they get to the third quarter and they think that they can win this football game, they only get stronger as we go on. This is going to be on Jed. Jed needs to coach his tail off. Arizona has got to stay down a distance. You'll hear this tomorrow on the pregame show quite a bit. Arizona needs to stay on schedule, which means Arizona has to stay out of second and long and third and long in order to be successful. Because if you have to punt, by the time North Dakota State gives you the ball back, they've taken at least 6 minutes off the clock and probably taken 7 plays at the least. That's just that methodical football that they play. So if you're Jed Fish, you need to make sure that you're going to control the time of possession, you're going to control the clock, and you need to make sure that you move the ball down the field. So when you're going to hear this tomorrow on the pregame show quite a bit, Arizona needs to stay on schedule. On first down, they need to pick up 3 yards, 4 yards, so you're facing 2nd and 6, not 2nd and 10. Because here's what happens, and you can set your clock to this. If I run the ball on first down, if I throw the ball on first down and I don't pick up any yards and it's 2nd and 10, what am I going to do? 99.9% of the time, I'm going to run the football and try to make it 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and something manageable. But if I go and I throw the ball incomplete on first down, I run and I pick up a yard and a half, and now it's 3rd and 8. Now I've stayed behind schedule. Now I'm abandoning the run. Now I've got to throw the football down the field, and I play right into their hands. Arizona needs to commit to the run. Arizona wasn't able to do that because there were too many 2nd and long, 3rd and longs to try to run the football, and you saw what happened. That's why I'm saying Jed and his staff needs to coach their tail off so they can stay committed to the run by staying on schedule, so his play calling can eat the clock, and give Jaden DeLora an opportunity to play in tempo. That's going to be the game right there. It's going to be up to Jed Fish and his coaching staff to stay on schedule, to run the ball on first down. Give yourself an opportunity to run the ball on second down, and then when you're facing 3rd and 4, now I can either run it or I can throw it and pick up those 4 yards. But if I'm stuck there and it's 3rd and 8, I'm going to throw the football, and if I throw the football, there's a good chance that I'm not going to pick up that first down. Or I'm going to get that first down by the skin of my teeth instead of being able to control the ball down the field. It is, like I said, this is going to be a great chess match that you have one team that has a sledgehammer they're going to throw behind their offensive line, and the other one has a team that is balanced. It's pro style. It can run the football. It can throw the football. It's got a quarterback that can extend plays with his feet. It's got some excellent wide receivers, but they have to be in a position where they can also use their running backs. You've got to be able to get DJ Williams picking up 3 yards on 2nd and 5. You've got to be able to pick up a first down when it's 3rd and 1 with DJ. You've got to be able to trust that you can give the ball to Wiley on 1st and 10, and he's going to pop it and pick up 4 or 5 yards. You've got to be able to give it the ball to Speedy Luke when it's 2nd and 5 and have him squirt through the line, pick up 15 yards, and then have a play-action pass that you hit lines. If you do that, you're able to stay on schedule. Arizona's going to be successful. If you don't, these Bison fans are ready for a fight. These Bison fans are ready to go. It's going to be a long day in Tucson if that doesn't happen. Like I said, this is going to be one game where I think you could put it on Jed and the coaching staff and his play calling, how he's going to set this thing up for Arizona to be successful. And it's got to be being able to stay on schedule and run, and run the football even more. Anyway, a couple things that I'm going to look for tonight, but I will tell you right now, the people from North Dakota State University. They are a cocky bunch. They are coming here to win. They are. You are. They're confident. They are cocky. They're walking around like, hey, we're the national champs, and they are, and they have every reason to be. They're 6-0 against. They're just fun. No, they are fun. I'm having a lot of fun with my friends from North Dakota State sitting up here. All right, coming up on the program, we'll talk with Glenn Howell. I'm going to give you my Mount Rushmore of Arizona Wildcats that need to make a play coming up on the program. And we'll have a scouting report from Fargo, from our friends up there at the Bison. So all of that coming up here on 1290. But again, you could see the folks starting to make their way out here. You could see, I think I'm starting to hear members of the band rolling through. I think I saw a couple of cheerleaders walking in. They got the bench, the stage set up for the big pep rally. We're down here at Illegal Pete's. We invite everybody to come down and hang out with us.
Hey, Rich, we got a caller from North Dakota on line 1, Eric.
Oh, I'm sorry. JW is working back in our studios. We have a caller from North Dakota? All right. I don't know if I want to take this or not, JW, but if you trust him, let's do it. I'm sorry. What was the caller's name?
Eric.
Eric from North Dakota, listening to us here on 1290. Eric, welcome here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, you've got a great show, by the way. I just wanted to give you a compliment. I've been listening to you for the past couple of weeks, and you have a great show. You're a real hoot.
Thank you very much.
And I hope for a really good game. I know it's going to be hot, and so the Bison will have to navigate that, but I think it's going to be a great game.
I think it is, too, because I think the Bison come in. They've got a really good defense. They've got a punishing offensive line and a punishing running game. It's smash-mouth football. Jed Fish, on the other hand, has a playbook that comes out of the National Football League. He's got a mobile quarterback. He's got a stable full of wide receivers, and he's got a stable full of running backs. He's got a defense that can get after it when you drop back to pass. To me, it's going to come back to, can the linebackers and the safeties help stop the running game from North Dakota State University? That's going to be where that game is won or lost between the two. If North Dakota State's able to get past that line of scrimmage and pick up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yards consistently, they're going to win the football game. Arizona's got to stop them in order to get the ball back to put it in Jaden Delora's hands to throw the ball down the field.
Yeah, North Dakota does run the ball, and if they can hold the ball for 9 minutes and make an 85-yard drive, they'll do it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Forgive me, I don't remember your receiver's name, but you have a very fast receiver, correct?
Yeah, in Jacob Cowing, who is a transfer from UTEP, who has a chance to play on Sunday. You know, and again, I was talking with some folks here from Fargo, talk about guys that play on Sunday. There is a ton. I saw the coach's press conference, Coach Entz's press conference, talking about all the NFL Bison that are playing. That's why this is going to be fun, because although it's an FCS school, they have future NFL players on this team that have gone on, and you could see it from Carson Wentz to Trey Lance and everybody in between. This is a team that puts kids on the next level. That's why this is going to be such a fun game.
Yeah, the last 3 quarterbacks, like you mentioned, Carson Wentz and Trey Lance, and Easton Stick plays with San Diego.
Yep.
So, yeah, Randy Hedberg, the quarterback coach from NDSU, is very, very, he's kind of a quarterback guru. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a compliment because you're the guy. I really enjoy your show. And confidence, yeah, Bison Nation has confidence, but we're still North Dakota nice up here. And,
they are. That's why I'm having
we'll
fun
have
with
a
all
good
my
time
friends.
And share a drink.
That's why
That's
why I'm having fun with all my friends up here from North Dakota State. I told you my sister-in-law is coming in from California. She's wearing green and gold, but I told my niece she's not allowed to. She has to wear red and blue, or she has to sleep outside with the dogs. Hey, thank you very much for the call. Appreciate it.
Well,
I look forward to.
You said she was from Beach.
Yeah, from Beach,
North Dakota.
Yep.
And let's face it, that's the only beach in North Dakota.
100%. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. See, the folks from North Dakota are so nice. That's why we should play them more often. Come down here. unless they win and they beat Arizona by 21. Then we're going to say that's enough of that, like everybody else who doesn't want to play them. All right, coming up next, our Arizona insider, Glenn Howell. We'll preview the game. We'll talk about what it's going to take for the Cats to win, and we'll get you ready for Saturday. Arizona, North Dakota State coming up here on 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Matherin between the rings. Over for Krisa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Krisa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. It is good. Backfield and drop. No gain. Loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments for the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball, down by 11, 3 have to go, steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down that was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's
We're
a
tied.
Huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back, receiver either side, 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front, they shift, play fake, rolling right, McLeod looking to throw, going deep, down, trying to find Berryhill, makes the catch inside the 25-yard line, still loose inside the 15, first down Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone, straight back to throw, has some time, steps up in the pocket, the Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big
Pulling
time.
on the field is a safety.
Yes. That's big time by Arizona. That time defense did a great job of just closing the pocket from the inside, and then the pressure on the outside by Bear, they just got him. They just got there. They won their blocks that time. Excellent job by Arizona defense and really changing the momentum of this game.
Insiders.
Am I late? No, my boy, you're just in time.
Each weekday, Wildcats Radio 1290 brings you all the latest news and opinions on Wildcats football and the Pac-12. So bear down, Tucson, and let's talk Arizona football. Our Arizona Insiders are brought to you by Coors Light, official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics. Chill on, Wildcats. Here is your host, Rich Herrera.
Thanks for joining us, everybody, as we get you ready for football. Arizona, North Dakota State University, Saturday night, 8 p.m. on national television, and, of course, right here on the home of the Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290. Every Friday, 5 p.m., we bring on our Arizona Insider. He's been doing our pre- and post-game show for over 10 years now, along with Kelvin Efont. So let's run out and catch up with a tight end, Glenn Howell, joining us here on 1290. Bear down, Glenn Howell. Bear down. How are you?
Bear down, Rich. How are you? I'm doing well.
I'm surrounded by people.
What's going on?
I'm surrounded by green people.
Yeah, I've been listening to the show a little bit, and I see that they're all here. That's good to see that they're coming in to see the game, and it's good to have the visiting team have their fans come to visit Tucson. They'll love it.
This could be, for me at least, since I've been back, one of the best traveling teams that we've seen run through Tucson in a while. Do you remember when LSU came through years ago? When I think John Makovic or maybe Stoops was the coach. I think it was Makovic. And all of University turned purple and gold.
Yes, it did. And they came in with just hordes of people. And that's good. That's great. That's college football. And, it's great. It's like we did when we went to San Diego State.
Right.
I thought we had a lot of people there at San Diego State. And it's good to see that college football is alive and well.
And when we go into Las Vegas, take it over, and it becomes McHale North is kind of what I'm thinking of.
Oh yes. We go in there and that's all they think is like we said Arizona. That's what you love to hear that. And it's going to be an exciting game, I think, tomorrow. At the beginning of the season. Like end of last season, I saw this schedule. Let's talk about after the end of the season, I saw the schedule. I was a little bit like, oh my gosh, this is going to be really a tough game. And I think it's still going to be a tough game, but I wasn't sure if we had a chance to win that game. After these first two games, I think we got a shot going into this game and possibly winning it.
Okay, so let's give me a couple of reasons why Arizona can win this football game.
Well, if you look at let's look at the pay-per-view, okay? If you look on paper, their defense, I know their defense is good. Their defense is not that big, and you look at our guys up front. Our guys are a lot bigger than these guys up front. They got some great players. They got Spencer Waggy. He's a great defense. I watched that film of them playing North Carolina AT, and these defensive ends give me the creeps, man. Tony Pierce and Waggy, these guys rush the quarterback, and I think that's the only thing I'm really concerned about us being in the third and long, second and long situations where they're going to be able to pull their ears back and rush the quarterback.
Okay,
so I think that, on paper we should be able to run the ball.
On paper, Arizona better run the ball to stay on schedule. Now, I try to explain in my rudimentary way of why Arizona has to stay on schedule, how they failed to do so against Mississippi State, which meant that Jed got away from the run. Explain to folks why it's so important to be in a second down and a third down, which is manageable, and not 2nd and 10, 3rd and 9.
Well, you guys say stay on schedule. I say win first down and second down, and it's almost the same thing. But I say win first down, second down, is because if you run a so-called, we run a pro-style offense. Okay, pro-style offense, we have to be able to do we have to be able to run the ball and also pass the ball and do some play action. You can't play action if you're not running the ball.
Gotcha.
If you're not running the ball, the linebackers are not going to be able to get sucked up on the run, and then you can run the play action behind them. So that's a real important thing that we have to do. First down, we have to be able to win on first down. And it's up to the offensive line. That's what it is. It's going to be the whole season. It's going to be up to the offensive line. I'm sorry to put it on their shoulders, but we're going to put it on their shoulders. And then also we have to be able to put Jaden in some kind of rhythm. He just looked off last game. He just looked like he wasn't in any rhythm. You got to be, and that's play selection of how you're going to call the plays and make sure that he's in rhythm.
I think tempo is his best friend. When the Cats run the ball in tempo and he's able to react, and you don't put him in a position where he's having to run for his life if you got a defensive end pinching in. I think if you get rid of the ball 3-5, you go boom, boom, boom with the up tempo. That's where I think he looks the best so far.
Yeah, I think he does look good in tempo. But, the other factor that I think that we should do tempo, why we should do tempo, is because of the weather, because how hot it's going to be. It's going to be kind of warm, and these guys play indoors, and they don't go out, and they're not into any heat. So I think we should really test them and see how great a shape they are.
Okay,
and
wait a minute.
Really run up tempo.
Hold on a second. I have to ask my friends over here that are from North Dakota State, how dry is North Dakota? Like, can you feel how dry it is here in the desert? How much humidity is in North Dakota? Is it normal, or is it real dry like it is the desert? It's okay. So they have more humidity. Okay, Glenn, I had to go to the experts over here sitting next to me in green and gold. I don't know if the heat's going to be a factor, but I think the lack of humidity could hurt. Just like when Arizona was at San Diego State, it was a hot, humid day. The humidity, which was so different for the Wildcats playing in San Diego, the heat wasn't bad. I was teasing people in San Diego, it's 98 degrees, we're going to wear sweatshirts. That's nothing for us. But the humidity is what will get you. Same thing here for the Bison. As they come in, they're used to having some moisture in the air. If we have a desert day, there's no humidity out here, that's what's going to hurt them if they don't hydrate enough. And even if they do, they've never played in the desert like this.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said that's what I'm saying, is that the heat is going to be a factor for them. And the up-tempo, if we do run up-tempo, that's going to be great for us to really test their conditioning. And I think our guys are in shape. I didn't see anybody getting tired in our last couple of games. I think that we we should be able to try to take advantage of that, and that's got to be setting up Delora and get him in rhythm. You got to be able to get him in rhythm.
Okay. I have to talk about what's your bread and butter, tight end play. I think this is going to be, and I always tease you about that you want to talk about the tight end, but I actually think the tight end is going to be very important for both sides. Number one, if you have Alex Lyon and you put him in a position, or one of the other tight ends in a position, to allow Jaden Delora to dump the ball off into the flat, dump the ball off where the linebackers had originally lined up, he can take a play instead of having to buy time and move around, read through his progressions. I think that tight end pass, that outlet, that safety valve is going to be a godsend for the Wildcats this weekend.
Well, let me correct you a little bit on that. Dump the ball. I don't like that dumping the ball to the tight end.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel that's a little bit offensive. Like, you're just going to give it to you just because we just got to get rid of it. Nah, that's not what we do, Rich. We like to make sure that we're in the game plan.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna throw to the tight end.
My apologies to you, Gronk, and everybody else.
Yeah, we don't dump it to the tight end.
But the tight end
Rich.
can be, can be a quarterback's best friend, can't he?
Yeah, he asked Mahomes last night. I mean, you ask the guy, man. I mean, you gotta understand. They got a great tight end too. Their tight end is a good tight 6'6", big guy, catches the ball, and actually really a good run blocker. I watched him the other day when they were playing their last game, and we have to be able to set up those matchups. I think our tight end should be able to beat those linebackers. And if they get a safety on them, then we should be able to have that matchup when we win that matchup. So it's good that we are going to the tight end. We're going to throw to the tight end, but we also have to be able to block, which I've really been kind of disappointing in our blocking, what our tight ends have been doing. They have to be better blockers.
Well, the one nightmare scenario for me is North Dakota State's not going to throw the ball that often. But when they do, and you find that tight end, because if you've got Gunnar Maldonado and he's just having to fill that A-gap, and you've got CY flying up to help take on a lead fullback, or you've got Maldonado taking on the fullback and CY more likely coming in and attacking the ball carrier 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and they keep doing that and they keep doing that, and you start looking for that over and over and over again, that sets you up for the 3 or 4 times a game that North Dakota State targets that tight end, and he finds that empty spot where the linebacker vacated to come help fill that A-gap. That's what scares me about that offense. We know they're going to pound the football, but when they have that opportunity to find that tight end sneaking out there and standing there where a linebacker once was, that's the play that could break your back.
Yeah, and it's really something the way they use their tight end. They use them on arrow routes, they use them on post patterns, and they also use them over the middle. So that's going to be in crossing patterns. And, their team, their offense, North Dakota State, they're road graders. That's all they do, man. They run it right down your throat, and I think they're going to try to test their will against us on our defense. Our front three guys are going to have to really play a great game and making sure that those linemen don't get up on the second level, because they're averaging 211 yards a game on the ground. So they really get their 6 point something a carry. So they're pretty confident in their run game. So we really, really have to and make sure that this Cam Nelson guy, their quarterback, that we just make sure that we can make him pass the ball on bad situations. We got to get him in 3rd and long, and make sure that it's Cam Miller. Excuse me,
Cam Miller, right? I think forcing them to punt once in the first quarter is going to be one of my keys to the game.
Yeah, that is. You got to take a little confidence in them. But if they're running down the field and they do a whole first drive and they just shove it down our throats, that's going to be a bad thing for us. It's going to be a long night for us.
Well, I will tell you this, and we only got about 30 seconds here. I liken this, and I've gone on radio, and I've talked. I got a bunch of nice friends, folks from North Dakota. They are nice people. They are nice, decent Midwestern people. But Glenn, talk about a swagger and a cockiness. You know what? The swagger they have is not unsimilar to what I remember the U had back in the 80s. These people walk in here, they're expecting to win and take our lunch.
Well,
now they're over here yelling at me, yeah, we're going to take your lunch.
Yeah, they're 6-0 against Big Five. I mean, against FBS Division I teams. You know, they should have a swagger, and it's rightfully so. But we have to be able to have a swagger also. We're the Pac-12. We should have better players than they have. We just came off of a #1 recruiting class. And I know there's a lot of freshmen, but there's a lot of freshmen and second-year guys that are playing right now. So we have to be able to have that swagger and confidence. And like Jed has on the front of our practice facility, expect to win.
Love it. All right. Real quick, who do we have coming up tomorrow in How's Huddle?
In How's Huddle, we have one of the three amigos, one of the great running backs and wide receivers at University of Arizona, and let's not forget his track career at University of Arizona, who won an NCAA long jump championship and also won a Pan American gold medal. So in the long jump. So we're having Vance Johnson on, and I'm excited about having him on. He's a teammate of mine and a great guy.
All right, so that'll be part of our pregame show. We'll be on the air with you at 3:30, counting down to that 8 o'clock start. You know how I can tell the Wildcats are ready? Wilbur just walked by me. Glenn, he's wearing his vest. It's on now.
That's good. All right, we're ready to go. Bear down.
Bear down. That's Glenn Howell, our Arizona insider for today.
Thanks to Coors Light for bringing you today's Arizona Insiders on Wildcats Radio 1290. Coors Light, official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics. Chill on, Wildcats.
You want to go straight to break?
Go to break.
What's next for the Pac-12?
If I don't have time for the
USC and UCLA, can the Pac-12 survive?
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so we'll very quickly do the Mount Rushmore. What time do I need to be out for you to back time to get to this interview with Andy?
I was just doing the math. It's about the same. It's 19 minutes, and both breaks are about 6 minutes, 5.5. So it'd be about 30 minutes long.
Okay, so what
But
do you want me out at?
If we're 2 minutes on the other side of the top of the hour, it's not a big deal either.
Right.
So it's
what,
up to you.
What time do you want me out?
5:30 to 5:33, something like that.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'm taking off my
This report
headsets.
is sponsored by Dell Technologies. Dell Technologies semi-annual sale. Time to save big on PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Plus, get great deals on top accessories, including docks, monitors, and more. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich here. Are you ready for Week 2 of the National Football League? The big plays, the bigger wins at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. I am because I downloaded the app. This week, new customers can bet just $5 in any football game and get $200 in free bets instantly. Want some more action? Everyone can experience the thrill of DraftKings early win promotion. It's simple. This Sunday, bet on any NFL team to win, and if your team leads by 10 points at any point during the game, bang, you get paid instantly, even if your team loses. Here's the deal. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the promo code 1290Wildcat to get $200 in free bets instantly when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That's code 1290Wildcat only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 years or older and present in Arizona to bet. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus issued as free bets. One early win token issued at opt-in. Moneyline bets only. Deposit and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at DraftKings.com/football terms.
As electric companies raise their rates, a lot of us are concerned about energy efficiency. I'm Ron Arenas, the owner of Picture Rocks Cooling. We've partnered with the largest and highest rated solar installer in the country, and we can show you how to save money with solar. Call to schedule a free, no obligation consultation from Picture Rocks at 520-440-4069.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. It is good. Backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats? We're here at Illegal Pete's. University in Tyndall. Tyndall's blocked off for the pep rally coming up. I see green people everywhere, except for two locals are standing here with me. Other than that, I'm surrounded by green people. They're having a great time. It's going to be fun. We're expecting 10,000 Bison fans rolling into Arizona Stadium. How many Wildcat fans will show up, we'll see. But they're expecting a huge crowd tomorrow for the 8 o'clock start. Arizona taking on North Dakota State University. By the way, next week Arizona will go on the road to Cal before returning home the week after that to take on Colorado. All right, time now for my Mount Rushmore. Here are 4 Arizona Wildcats that need to make plays on Saturday night for the Cats to come away with the victories over the Bison.
Rich, how can I help you?
Yeah, Rich, this is Dave in the front desk area. We have a memo from corporate research. They want you to appeal more to millennials. They think you should get like a TikTok account and dance and lip sync more during your show.
Dancing, huh? I do cut a mean rug. I can merengue, but I'm not about to do something on TikTok.
They also want you to talk more about soccer and the Premier League.
Wow. The chances of me talking about the Premier League are none. Next.
Okay, they had one more thing. They also want you to do more lists. They say the younger listeners love lists because they don't have the attention span to pay attention to anything else.
Okay, somebody's got to explain to me, what is it with millennials and iGens and Dragon Balls and lists? I don't get it. Can't you just listen to all 3 hours of the show to be entertained? Fine. You know what? I don't want to be uncooperative. If I have to do something, I'll do Mount Rushmore.
I'll do a Mount Rushmore. How's that? Will that make you happy?
Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to present Rich's Mount Rushmore of Sports. Because it was 100% Rich's idea and wasn't shoved down his throat by some corporate suit who told him he had to do it. So here is today's list of things that belong on Rich's Mount Rushmore on Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, very quickly, let me get to the Mount Rushmore of Wildcats that need to make a play on Saturday. You'll hear Kelvin Efon say this. Coach Tomey used to walk around and say, which Wildcat's going to make a play today? What Wildcat's going to make a play today? Larry Smith used to say the same thing. Look at you. You making a play today? You going to make a play today? Well, here's 4 Wildcats that need to make a play on Saturday for the Arizona Wildcats to win. Number 1, I'm going to go a little different. I never go with just the straight ones that everybody goes. Everybody goes, oh, it's got to be Cowling. It's got to. No, I'm going to give you another one. It's got to be T-Mac. Tetairoa McMillan's got to make a play for the Wildcats. They are going. They know. Everybody knows that Jacob Cowling's something special. I need another receiver to make a play because I'm very confident that Jacob Cowling's going to get his, but I need another receiver to be the Jerry Rice, John Taylor combo. I need another receiver to be out there getting the job done, and I need T-Mac to make a play for the Arizona Wildcats to keep them honest so they're not triple teaming Cowling. T-Mac is a breakaway receiver. He's one of the best recruits in the country. He needs to make a play for the Wildcats to win coming up on Saturday. That's the first person on my Mount Rushmore of Cats that need to make a play on Saturday in order to come away with the victory. Here's another one for you, Jordan Morgan, offensive line. The defensive ends for North Dakota State are lethal. They get off the quarterback, and if you end up in a situation where it is 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 10, they're going to pin their ears back. They're not even going to fake looking at the run. They're just going to come crashing down trying to get to Jaden Delora. I say Jordan Morgan, but what I really mean is the offensive line. They need to do a good job protecting him, making sure that he's able to stay in the pocket, not having the pocket collapse around. If we see him running wild like he did last week, the Wildcats need the offensive line to make a play. So I'm saying Jordan Morgan and your teammates, you got to make a play on Saturday for the Arizona Wildcats to win. Next, we know North Dakota State, game plan's pretty easy. What are they going to do? They're going to run the football. And when they're done running the football, what are they going to do? They're going to run the football again. And then I can't say that. It's a family show. And then when they get done again, they're going to run one more time. They're going to run again. And when they get the football, they're going to run again. And then every once in a while, they leak it over to the tight end to keep you honest. But they're going to keep running the football. That's their game. They are road graders up front. We know that. They know that. It's the worst-kept secret in all of college football. They run the football. Gunnar Maldonado is a hybrid who's going to come up and help support the run. Gunnar Maldonado needs to have double-digit tackles. Is that a lot to put on Gunnar Maldonado? Absolutely. But I need a Wildcat to make a play because if Gunnar Maldonado's not making the tackle, that means it's Christian Young making the tackle. And if safety has to come up, that's almost guaranteed 4 or 5 yards on every offensive play. By the way, North Dakota State averaging 4, almost 5 yards a carry. You need Gunnar Maldonado to make a tackle 2, 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, stuffing that hole, keeping him for no gain. I love Christian Young. I love Ciro. They're going to come up and run help as well. But if you have to get to the safety, that means they got past the defensive line. They got past the linebackers. And if safeties are leading in tackles against a running team, it's going to be a long day for the Cats. Gunnar Maldonado, you got to make a play for the Cats to win coming up on Saturday. And finally, the fourth person on my Mount Rushmore Cats that needs to make a play, Jaden Delora. Jaden Delora's got to make a play, but not in the way that I have everybody else needed to make spectacular plays. Jaden Delora needs to make a smart play. Jaden Delora needs to figure out when is when am I doing something, and when do I get past that zero barrier I talked about in the first hour. Running and extending plays with your feet is great, but if there's nothing there, Jaden, throw it away or take off and run and pick up 5, 6, 7 yards. It'll keep the defensive ends honest. That's the big play for me. Jaden Delora needs to make plays with his feet, advancing the ball up the field for the Arizona Wildcats. Those 4 Arizona Wildcats make plays. You're going to come away with a W on Saturday. That's my Mount Rushmore of who needs to make a play coming up on Saturday. All right, coming up. All right, so I got a bunch of North Dakota people over here. walking around wearing their green and gold. They're all horns up. All right, I'm going to have one of their own. Andy Rickoff was with me. I know some of you just yelled, Andy Rickoff's going to be on the radio with you. Yep, Andy Rickoff was on with us earlier. He gave us a scouting report. Well, that for you. Coming up next, it's the best of here on 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. It is good. Backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left.